Alright, this happened. Yanked the motor out last week. I'm just in the process of sanding it, and I'm gonna repaint it. It looks crazy right now because the storm just hit in the bay, but yeah, I ripped it out. Nothing was wrong with it. I just need to change the head gasket and the thermostat. Alright, there's the old block. It's the P28, the D16z6. Like I said, I needed a head gasket and change the thermostat. So I ripped out that motor completely. I just popped the axles out, put the suspension back together. That way I could put the car back on the ground. But I have this D16 Y7 block, and it's got the Speedfactory long rods in it. I'm just throwing this together. I'm about to put the transmission on, take it off the stand, put the flywheel and the clutch on, and get this thing ready to drop back into that car. The only thing I'm waiting for is one head stud from ARP that I had to order separately. When you do this mini-me swap, I guess you would call, you need the Z6 head studs for this top left corner. It's I believe this one right here, right next to the VTEC solenoid. Now the Z6 is a little bit longer. I believe the bolts are 140 compared to the Y7s or Y8s, which are 120 millimeter. And it seemed that on this bolt, the one right next to the water pump, it was about a ½ inch deeper than all the other threads. So I ordered one more Z6 head stud from ARP, and it should be showing up. It should have been here today, but in the meantime, I just went ahead and got everything together on this block, stripped it off that. So I went ahead and got the sandwich plate off of there and put onto here, and put the Gates timing belt on with the Skunk 2 adjustable timing gear. And this thing's almost ready. I got it off the engine stand without killing myself. Almost did, but got it done. I'm gonna now get this flywheel on and get the clutch on and all torqued down. That's the stage 4 competition 6-puck clutch. Seems to be holding up pretty good. Alright, now we're just gonna get this transmission on now, boy. 10 minutes later, transmission is on. I'm gonna pick back up tomorrow. Looking good though, boy. Alright, there it is. Motor is all ready to go. I'm gonna be using the cherry picker to put it back in, so I got all the mounts on it. The rear mount, transmission mount, side mount, and then the 2 torque mounts all put in when the motor's actually in the car. But yeah, this build is on its way now. Just real quick, it's got the YCP Vitara pistons, Speedfactory long rods, King Racing bearings, all new seals and gaskets, all OEM, brand new oil pump OEM, tensioner, spring tensioner, tensioner bolt, all OEM, all Honda. Got the Gates timing belt. Like I said, all new seals and gaskets, it's all OEM. JB tunes. The PVC valve delete, that little black box, she gone. This motor's ready to go. I'm gonna be putting her in probably this week. I work full time out in the city, so my time's kind of limited on how much I can work on the car. But this thing is ready to drop in. Real quick, I also got a Honda OEM thermostat and a Honda OEM water pump. So this motor is completely redone as far as the bottom end. The head is the still stock Z6 head that I was running on my Z6 engine, but now I got a built bottom end. Just degreased it, a little bit of wet sanding. I'm gonna do a little bit more degreasing and another wet sand, and then finish foiling off everything else and spray it with the primer real quick. Primer gang. About to do like 2-3 coats of this primer. Alright, the bay is painted, that gloss black. I just got home from work and laid the second coat on. I laid the first coat this morning at like 4:30 before I went to work. But yeah, I'm doing it for Dale, trying to get this thing done so I can get the motor back in. Let this bay dry for a couple days and throw the bitch back in. And just so you know, this is Rattle Can, and this isn't no Boosted Boys, Haggard Garage. This is straight and doing what I can with what I got, so don't judge, but it's gonna look sick as fuck. Finally got the head stud, one single one from ARP, the Z6. So now I have 2 Z6 studs. I'll have one in the VTEC solenoid where it's normally supposed to be when you during the mini-me swap. And since this thread was a 1/2 inch deeper than all the other ones, the Z6 one will fill that void, I guess. Let's see if it works. Alright, the motor's back in. The whole ARP head stud thing kind of gave me a couple headaches, but everything is torqued down and ready to go. I just went ahead and started to button up the wiring harness. I kind of like rerouted everything. I don't know if you could tell, but I cut a hole in my firewall and put a little rubber grommet, and all my headlight wires and everything else, my boost gauge and O2 sensors for the wideband is all going through there. And now I'm just trying to get this freaking thing back together. But so far it's looking pretty clean. Alright, I'm running out of daylight, so I'm going to end this video. The next video will probably be of this thing first starting up. Just so you guys know, this car had the D16z6 in it, and it was boosted for maybe 6 months, untuned. And it needed a thermostat, and I felt like it needed a head gasket because it was pushing a little bit of coolant into the overflow. So I had this D16 block in the shed, fully being built on the side. So instead of putting brand new parts on an old motor that I was eventually going to rip out anyways, I just felt like it was easier to rip the whole Z6 out and put the brand new head gasket and the brand new thermostat on this block, which has all brand new everything, new water pump, new oil pump, new timing belt tensioner, new spring. I mean, every seal, gasket, bearings, pistons, rods, everything's fully redone on this motor. So should have some fun now. Gonna get it tuned, and everything should be dialed in this time around. So yeah, call me crazy for ripping it out for a head gasket and thermostat, but honestly, it's hard having a fully built block inside your shed and it's not going in your car. So this was a perfect excuse to get that old Z6 out and get this new built D16 in the motor, or I'm sorry, in the car. I know I said it in the beginning of this video, but I'm just gonna do a quick rundown on what it's got. It's got the YCP Vitara piston, 75 mil, standard bore. It's got the Speedfactory long rods, no notch required, absolutely no notching required. I got another video, check it out, but literally no notch required at all. Not on the pistons, not on the block, not on the girdle, nothing. Drop in, dude. It's got King bearings, rods, and mains. It's got the JB Tunes fuel line tuck kit. It's also got the JB Tunes little breather valve on the back to allow you to go to the catch can, so no more black box. She gone. It's got the AM adjustable fuel pressure regulator, skunk 2 intake, skunk 2 throttle body. This is a eBay turbo kit. I think it was I want to say Rev 9 or Godspeed or one of those, but it rips. Got a 4-bar map sensor, ARP head studs. Like I said, everything's redone on the motor. As far as suspension wise, It's skunk 2 all the way around, fully adjustable camber. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Next video I'm going to be starting this thing up, so stay tuned.